Alright, so I'm apparently broadcasting, but I don't quite know. So let's just get into the personal effects, if you will. Hi, my name is Rico. I am a 19-year broadcasting veteran. Worked with Hatchet Radio, Indie Republic Network, Fago Lovers, quite a few places actually in my life. And this is my first time actually doing a live broadcast of Diablo Immortal on this stuff. So hopefully, and I'm not seeing where I have. There we go. I do have a live stream going. Good. Well, okay. So sorry, I'm goofing off with the control panel here because I've never messed with this, but it's apparent that it's showing that I'm live. So let's get started. Goofing off on my alt. I've already done all my stuff on both my main and my alt, but I figured I'd give it a few moments, tactically see what's out there, collect my stuff. Couldn't log in earlier. It's kind of crazy. Hopefully we didn't lose our tower either. Oop. Oh man, I play a Crusader as my main and my alt is a bard. I know a lot of people think having an alt is impossible, but it's actually quite easy if you play this game enough. And I play this game way too much. And this will be some things some people are gonna complain about in the comments, and that's okay. Feel free. I know I've been playing since launch. You'll hear a lot of guys say that, but I can prove it. I've been part of an Immortal clan. We were Immortals for a record-breaking, I want to say it was like 12 or 14 weeks before the new system came out. Because the new system's set to 7. I think we're pretty much the reason why it's set to 7. We're on the Wall of Fame, and there's a little wall on Heliquary that's different from any other wall on any other server. This character's on it for one of the longest reigns in history, so I do have a lot of experience. Anytime that they offer, surveys and stuff like that, I'm more apt to take them. Hopefully this gets me. Yes. That's been my problem. Make sure that my Heliquary ain't lit up. Okay. Yeah, we do good. We do good. We had a rain last cycle. We were the Immortals last cycle, so not with this character, but on my main. I'm in the B team on my main. Alright, so now that I got that crap squared away, let's take a look at some really, really stupid stuff. Now, I'm only like 2k resonance, so y'all can make fun of me. I'm only like 2.5k resonance on my main. I was a light spender on my main and then a 0 spender on this character. I think I bought like a costume in the beginning because I made both characters at the same time. Hold on, I'm gonna make sure that I have something cool. You always want to make sure that you have something to upgrade. You just don't dust it. But I play this game enough to explain this game properly and break it down to where common people can definitively understand where I'm coming from. There's a lot of complexity to this game and a lot of he said, she said, because, and this is truly honestly what happened. the game lost support from streamers. So, like a good example, like when Maxroll and Darth Microtransaction, which I hate to bring those guys up in my stream because I'm not, I'm not complaining about them. I'm a huge fan in what they do, but they saw the writing on the wall, and I know for a fact Maxwell had put quite a bit of money into the game on his character before he bailed. And Dark Microtransaction had been free to play for a while, and I think he had a character that he put some money on. So, um, again, nothing against those guys and what they do because I enjoy, Darth's show. He was very helpful for when he covered it before he went to PoE. And then I hated, when Maxwell didn't cover it no more either. So there was very few resources out there, and a lot of the resources that you see are for big whale players. Like there's no free to play or no light spender resources out there. Most of these guys you see out there have these like big bulky wings. And this is what I'll tell you from my point of view about this game. Okay, wings don't necessarily mean that um, they're a good player. Okay, it just meant that they spent a whole lot on this money or on this game. Sorry, a whole lot of money on this game. They spent a whole lot of money on this game. So, and it's nothing against that. If it's what they want to do, you know what I'm saying. And I'm not anti-whale. I have one of my best friends in games, 9K. Actually, he's almost 10K. So he's whaled out. I've got a few friends that are like 4, 5, and 6Ks. If it's what you like to do, I'm not. Who am I to sit there and complain about what you spend your money on? That's not my job. You intermingle with these players like every single day, and so and again, there's nothing wrong with it. I'm for intermingling with top spenders. They get you farther in challenge rifts and stuff like that. And they make dungeon crawling a whole lot easier. But if you're wanting to get down to the nitty gritty, you have a lot of the fan base of this game that is not really big spenders. And I've talked to a lot of developers about this, you know what I'm saying, and marketing guys, and it's the same thing. Like they say the same thing that they want to say roughly it was like 45% of the game base is spenders. You know what I'm saying? It's like has spent in the last 60 to 90 days, and then the rest of it is free to play. So and this was sometime last year when I did a development interview or an interview with a developer. I asked these questions because if you were giving me a canvas to paint some questions on, dude, I'm gonna paint them. The only upside and downside to all of the spending is that they have permanent development for this game. This game is not going crap. This game is not going anywhere. I still got to get used to the new controls. There we go. This game's not going anywhere, and that's just because there's so many people that still spend a lot of money on this game, and there are new players that are starting to spend a lot of money on this game. And you see just how quick I queued up for a dungeon. It was like almost no time. It's like that. Okay, so and you don't have to be a spender. I'm not a spender on this character, or you just seen me crit for like 1.4 million, which is a considerably large amount for a a character that's 2K res. All right. Oof. Sorry, it's a little jumpy. I am not doing anything I wouldn't normally do. Try not to have a lot of stuff running in the background, but I got struck with that stupid 24H2 update for Windows, and I didn't have to do a hard reset. I was able to, successfully uninstall it, through the various Windows components, but it's just was it's like I feel like it left, a little bit of itself on there. This laptop's is a little older, but it's not, post dated. It's running a 1050, so it's, stream capable and everything like that. It's not the greatest, but it's got an i5 with 32 gigs of memory, so there's that. Bought this thing like 5 years ago, going on 6 years, 5.5 years. It'll be 6 years next. It'll be 6 years in October. I bought it, and it's been a good laptop. I was budgeting, like at the time I just bought a vehicle and I had a little extra scratch after, doing the whole insurance thing and, tags, title, license, registration. Thank you for the keys, please. So I was very satisfied with, my purchases, and so I had a little extra scratch, and I was like, all right, I got like $1,000 I can spend. I want to get a gaming laptop, but I want to do it on a budget. And at the time, I'll promote them. If they're gonna give me, if you guys will give me a new one, Acer had a budget series of Nitro laptops called the Nitro Fives, and I fell in love with it. Just the way that it looked, I thought it was like really neat looking. I come from a very technical background, so I worked on like MSIs and Alienwares and Asus Toughs and ROGs and stuff like that. So for what it had in it, and I mean, I think it was like $730, and it came with the i5 8400 and the 8 gigs of RAM in the 1050. So I opted to contact Newegg and did my diligence, and found out that it was heavily upgradable to 32 gigs of RAM, and Newegg had a sale on the RAM at the moment, and I believe that we were something along the lines for it's like $60 for 16 gigs of gaming RAM, and so it was G-Skill Ripsaw. So I got it on sale, so I nailed that down, and then I bought a 2 terabyte solid state. Oh shit, jeez, that sucked. I bought a 2 terabyte for I want to say it was like $120, a solid state, and it was an Evo drive. It's a 2 terabyte Evo 960, and I slapped that in there, and I ran it successfully for years. And I mean, I had a new desktop like last year and stuff like that before I moved, and things went haywire in life, and so you have to make tough decisions. So the only thing I could keep was my gaming laptop. So it sucks to say that, but it's we live and learn. So there was an outage this morning, so I did not get an opportunity to run dungeons, which is okay. I'm just on here to test this because I was sitting here and I was watching Battlestar Galactica, and sometimes you get that wild hair, like pick your brain kind of wild hair. I was like, man, I wonder if I could, stream on YouTube and what it would be like, et cetera, et cetera. And so here we are. I I do like this game. I think the world of it, though, and it got a lot of flack because, again, like, it does have a pay to win aspect of it, but it's when the game first came out, it was like underdeveloped, like super underdeveloped. Similar to, and I will honestly be honest with you, like far worse than D4 was. And they spent a lot of time and effort and money in redeveloping and changing and balancing the classes and stuff like that. So um, you find something new. The seasons and the cycle development on the game changes, like similar to that of D4. So like once every game, dude, did we go to? We all went to the same boss, didn't we? Um, that's all good. So if you think about it, okay, and this is just the God's honest truth. Um, the development cycles go once every um, 4 months, 3 to 4 months is when you're going to have a development cycle, but your battle passes are every 28 days, basically. So, oh shit, that hurt. Uh, so that's the bonus to all this. Sorry, I'm running all this and talking to you guys at the same time. Should be a little. Ouch, ouch, ouch. The beam sucks. So once they do their development cycles, you could have anything from new events to new zones and dungeons, new raid bosses, new difficulty levels, and it's built in the way that no other Diablo game is. So, and that's the difference between like and what we found too, talked about, with our clans, because we talk on Discord and stuff like that. Is like non-Diablo players, like if this is their first Diablo game, Diablo Immortal is their first Diablo game, then it's when they go and play a Diablo game, they find the actual Diablo games to be inferior. And we've had that with, when we've gotten them together, and some people have gaming laptops, and, they were mobile, or they bought, gaming laptops so that they could play this game exclusively, and they gave the other Diablo games a try. They found them, to kind of be, not their cup of tea. It's something about, like either the combat systems for on the other Diablos were slightly too fast, which is, it's understandable because again, this game is done, it's done on the aspects of an ARPG, but it still has, an MMO backbone to it. So, it it's only fair to assume that that it's it's its own genre. And honestly, like for a mobile game, there's no game like this one. And I play this one on PC mostly. I have it on my phone, but I only have to go mobile if I'm abroad, and I can't bring my laptop with me. But otherwise, I'm pretty much almost always on the PC. Um, so the game itself is very basic. It's very easy to play. Oh, it's very easy to play. There's no um, like the PVE doesn't have the type of requirements. Oh, come on, dude. There you go. The PC side of it doesn't have the type of requirements that you would honestly think that a Diablo game would have. Like it's very basic. You have dailies like an MMO does. You have a crafting system that is like extraordinarily basic. All you really do is you just craft legendary greens. You know what I'm saying? Like, um, and that's pretty much it. You can tweak the builds and stuff like that. If I'm the highest DPS, we are in trouble. We are in trouble. I am the highest DPS. These guys must have just got out here. I mean, I'm not, you know, busting anybody's chops. You can tell, like, I'm not a super DPS player. I mean, I have it, it's there, y'all can see it. I'm pushing like 1,000,000 DPS in a dungeon, which isn't bad for the build. Ooh, oh, that hurt. Okay, guys, you guys have got to function. I don't know if these guys are, like, new or if they're alt farming together. Yeah, you guys have got to stay out of that. It gets a lot worse. That's what they're not realizing. Like, it does. It gets a whole lot worse. It gets so bad. There you go. Now we can just beat him down. That's all it is. It's just beat him down together. It'll go quick. You usually want to try to focus. Oh shit! Fire on the same target. Oftentimes, though, like you get so used to like traditionally running a regular dungeon, you know, and regular dungeons like that dude goes down like quick, like super fast, stupid fast. So you typically don't worry about it. I'll run another dungeon. Why not, you know? Here we go. Yeah, it's okay. It's not a lack of DPS. I mean, it is, but it's just challenge dungeons are like they're turned up, and so you know you've got to run them with a good build. And there's plenty of good builds out there. So let me give you guys some advice. This game is not necessarily about resonance. Resonance is a big player, okay? Like, don't get me wrong. Like, the dude's a huge linebacker. It's like, you know, that's like the LT. But, you know what I'm saying? Like, LT didn't win world championships without Phil Simms. You know, like, you got to have other things that are also as important as resonance. So, in the big thick of things, your secondary gems, which are the gems that are in your green gear on your left hand side, you open your character sheet, the left hand side over here. When you have gear that is on your left hand side, oof, I'm a little stuttering. That green, those secondary gems are as important, if not more important, to your damage and your survivability than resonance is. All resonance is going to do is it's going to give you a bump on your primaries, but your secondaries honestly are what matter the most in everything. So, for example, if you're a 2K player, all right, and you go up against an 8K player, all right, you're going to notice that they do have a significant jump in damage. Now, if that 8K player, say, had rank 5 gems and that 2K player had rank 10 secondary gems, we're talking secondaries here, then that 2K player would actually more than likely 9 out of 10 times floor that, you know, 7, 8, or to 8, maybe even 9K player. So, you know, you just have, it's, them secondaries are all about damage and your armor pen, and well, not damage, but of course, I mean that's a that's a viable one: damage, life, armor pen, armor, resistance, and potency. So those are super duper important to this game, and that's where a lot of people don't understand. Like they start spending, and you get into this like psychological feel that you have to spend, and you really don't. You know what I'm saying? And I'm not, again, I'm not knocking spenders. I know that there's like plenty of people out there that they really do you know put a lot of money into this game. Like I said, I've got friends that have put hundreds of thousands, and that's no joke, hundreds of thousands into this game. And are they happy? Yeah, you know what I'm saying. Mission, mission accomplished. That's the only thing that matters to me is, if that person's happy with their purchase. I don't judge. You know what I'm saying. I'm in it for the long haul, and that's exactly what I said. I'm gonna have a really doped out character, at some point, or a couple of doped out characters at some point. But that doesn't mean that I'm going to, necessarily, uh, do it with $100,000, at the at back and call. Now, is there a floor limit for that? Yeah, there is. Like your characters are they're gated. All right, so there is a lock that in every development. What I call a development cycle is like inferno cycles. So, oops, I fell over that one. Didn't want to be on this side, but that's okay. Oof. So every development cycle, which is every infernal upgrade. So when you go from, like, for example, we go from 700 to 800. All right. We're going to have some changes done to the game. So like when level 800 hits, we're going to have new gear, new essences, which will give us new builds, and then we'll have another inferno level that'll come out at a new raid boss. Those are guarantees. Those are legit promises in the game. So you're guaranteed those, and what you're not guaranteed is you're not guaranteed damn, that dude's just got a lot of fucking health. And he's a teleporter, and you're no fun. Dude just does not want to die. Where's his chest? Somebody here just started again. So, like I said, you have all these things that you've got to take into consideration, and you don't have to be a spender, okay? And this is where, like, again, like, to have fun with this game and to be able to do, cool. I've been banking up. To be able to successfully do everything in this game does not require you spending a dime, okay? Well, let me reword this: 99.99% of this game, okay? And the 0.1% is only the PvP between the clans, which the clans hype up is really big, and it is really big, okay? Because, like, it's really nice to have, like, 100 people, united together and going in and fighting and brawling and all that other stuff. But at the same time, it's not, like, it's not the biggest draw to this game. Like, the battlegrounds are fun. The PvP events are fun, like Conqueror and Wild Brawl. Those are fantastic, but they're not the money makers for this game. The money makers for this game are legitimately what people do to log in every day and they grind out, whether it's the dungeons, whether it's open world farming, or running terror rifts or challenge rifts, elder rifts, what have you. That's where the bread and butter is. The battlegrounds are, again, they're super important, and PvP is the other half of this game, but it's very infant at this moment, okay? And it's not really been messed with in the aspects of looking at the battleground system, I think is the best thing. So for like 2.5 years, going on almost 3 years now, we've been in the same exact battleground. Okay, like it has not changed. And according to these patch notes that we've read, they're supposed to be fiddling with the new battleground, like the objective. So it's not just going to be like, walk two idols up and then spank the heart. It's going to be something else. Um, so you've got that, and then you've got the a hidden battleground that they're working on, that they've silently are releasing to people one at a time, and we have no clue. And I can't really talk about that on here, but I know a little bit about it, personally speaking, and I've seen some things on it, but um, it's Blizzard, so things change, and this was a while ago. So if it's what I'm thinking it is, it'll be epic. So that's supposed to be on the horizon. So that'll give people two things that are on a consistent basis. Now, Wild Brawl and Conquer alternate every 2 weeks, I believe. You're able to do them, and then they haven't really released anything else. And so, for a game that they balance for PvP, which they do, because and this is the thing, like your PvP builds can do raid bosses, just not comfortable. They're just not comfortable to do. A lot of stuns in CC, but you have to have multiple builds in this game. So we try to, uh, you know. Teach that to newer players or players that don't have the knowledge to be able to understand something. Forgot an item. To be able to understand how their character actually works. So, and I, again, like we want people, I want people to be educated on this game because there's that, like that whole mythos. Like you see these guys parading around with these gigantic wings, and you're just like, oh my god, like I want those. And it's cool to want those, but those guys will spend a lot of money on getting those. And there's ways of going about playing comfortably and even being efficient in the battleground system against higher resonance players. It's not, again, a lot of times it's not really the reso that beats you. It's the secondaries mixed in with the resonance. Like I said, if you have good secondaries, you can chonk out high end damage. That's you can basically wail on people quickly. And if you're smart about it, a smart enough player to toss your CC around your damage, then you can go a little bit higher. Oh man, battlegrounds. I'm not gonna do. I don't do battlegrounds that often anymore, unless it's like a requirement for an event. I really don't do it. All right, let's get on my main because I think I did an event earlier and I got to cash in on it. It's the same thing with Oda. Yep, told y'all. 719. Here we go. It should knock me to 720, maybe. That'd be nice. That server Paragon. I'm I've been taking a little bit of a break from the game, honestly, and to kind of give you the reasoning why is because I don't want to burn myself out, and the burnout is real after becoming an immortal and having to help monitor. Yep, I knew it. Help monitor 300 people and get them through their day and through their weeklies, so that way we could try to survive for 5 to 7 weeks, and or 4 to 7 weeks, and we only survived 5. Which is not an embarrassment to me. It happens sometimes. Um, Plus, we have like it's lopsided on our server, so we have like a really powerful clan that is like on the other side. we'll know tonight. Alright. So now we have the 720 gear. Crap. Crap. I done used all my damned things. No. Oop, hold on. We got a big boy over here. I don't know if I've killed one today. Wow. Let's see. Yep, got some shoulders, so that'll be the new 720 gear. The stats are level locked now. It's just like a I guess the best way to describe it is like it's its own thing, but it's like it's damn, I hate when some bitch does that. It is gated. Gear is gated, so it's time gated. So for those that don't know what time gating is, to prevent you from going too far in an MMO, a company will essentially put content behind a timer. So the content won't unlock until, this date at this time. Okay. So, and it's smart, all right, because what would happen is if, say, they didn't unlock Paragon, say like max Paragon level was like 9,999, all right, you would have these guys who are absolutely just beasts of players who live on this game, literally like 24/7, like live on this game, and they would legitimately like take over, and then your casual players would have to consistently be carried, which would turn the economy a little funky. It's already funky enough, all right. So uh and they wanted to, they wanted to prevent that with this game. There were some things like, with WoW that they made mistakes in, that they're starting to, kind of figure out and reverse. One of the things that they made, a really bad mistake with was the damned send these guys out, was the clan system for leveling, like the guild system for not leveling but raiding. So like it was stupid to allow guilds, and I'm in agreement with this, with what Blizzard did, with wanting to ban this tactic, and it was, guilds selling runs, you know what I'm saying, and selling pieces of gear on the runs. Every damned week, you're not guaranteed a horse, okay? Like, this is just, from my experience of raiding for 14 years in World of Warcraft, like Nightmare is not going to drop off of Arthas every single time. It just does not happen. And so you would have these guys who would legitimately pay, oh shit, my inventory's full, who would legitimately pay all of this money, either whether it would be gold in game, or, like donating, tons of gold to their guild treasury, or they would pay through WoW tokens or real cash. And these clans would run these guys through these raids, endlessly until that piece dropped, and then, it was pretty much that piece is served. So, um, and to me, I agree with that tactic. Like banning people for it because I thought it was shit. Um, it really was like, oh well, we're going to just it made guilds in World of Warcraft more like like a paid mercenary service than anything. Like it took a lot of the love and adoration for the game itself away from the game, like, for the way that it was. Like, when I first started WoW during vanilla, and a lot of folks will claim, oh man, I started during vanilla. No, dude, I started like late. I started like 6 months after vanilla dropped. I refused, like, 110% to get involved with vanilla WoW for the longest time. And there are some of my friends that, will tell you the same thing. Like I did, for the first 6 months, I was like, nah, dude, I don't want to play it. And I'm a huge Blizzard fan, like owned everything up until that point, knowing everything now, except for the, more recent WoW expansions. But, I own everything Blizzard, uh, I have on my hard drive. So, um, I'm sitting back and, on the relax and I'm looking at all of the stuff that's going on with WoW. And at this point, I think I'm playing Legion. All right, and Legion it was a fairly decent expansion pack. I'm not gonna say it's like good. You know what I'm saying? Like it was good. All right, but it wasn't like it still at that point for retail. It failed to meet my expectations, and they were really at that point like pushing classic. Like classic was on the verge of coming out, and then it finally came out. I think like shortly. I think it was like less than a year into it, or maybe 6 months or a year into it, and then classic hit. Now I got onto classic, all right, and I joined classic with all of my friends, and this is exactly what I did. I logged in. I got to level 35. All right, I'm sitting in Darkshire, and I'm staring at the tavern keep, and I'm like, what the hell am I doing with myself? You know what I'm saying? Like that is exactly like that. I had that moment of like, what the hell am I doing with myself? Like, why? I don't know. So I logged off, and then I logged over onto my retail side, and I logged into my oldest character, and I hit slash played, and I wrote down the time and the name. And then, I did it with all of my characters. Like I hit slash played and I looked at all of the amount of time that I played on each character. And I had two characters. One character I put in like over 2 years of my life, and another character I had put in almost 2 years of my life. And then all the other characters had equaled up to basically a year of my life. You know what I'm saying? So like I'm doing the math here and I'm like, man, I'm like 5 years into this game. You know what I'm saying? Like I played it that much. I came home, I ate breakfast, I ate lunch, dinner, worked, played WoW. You know what I'm saying? Like that was the epitome of me. That's exactly what I did every single day for 14 years was come home and play WoW. And I love the camaraderie, and I love the being able to go out and do things on my own, and then when I wanted to or when I could make the raids, being able to jump in to raids. You know what I'm saying? And be casual, or be hardcore. And unfortunately, like in the very beginnings of that game, I was hardcore, just like everybody else was. We were, fishing out wool and cotton for cloth for AQ, like everybody else was, and then next, and getting into ZG, and then Burning Crusade came out, and then Wrath came out, and then Kata came out, and then um, Warlords of Draenei and Legion. And I was a very happy WoW player, but at that point, like I told my friends, I'm like, look, dudes, I'm sorry, I can't do this again. You know what I'm saying? Like, I really can't. And they understood. You know what I'm saying? Like, I had a couple of them that were kind of teeter tottering towards the same way too. They're like, man, I don't know. You know, because you don't. Like, you really don't. You have a hard time with, like, when you have fallen out. And like, I even tried like a year ago, over a year ago actually, to get back into WoW. I renewed my account and I paid for my buddy's account to get renewed. And we sat and we played for probably about 2 to 3 hours, and then he logged off and I logged off and I didn't log back in, you know. Uh, and that was that. There was no ifs, ands, or buts. You when you again when you start falling out with MMOs, and I tried with other MMOs. I tried with the Star Wars: The Old Republic. I tried with Rifts. I tried with a few others out there, and I just couldn't get into it. So at that point, I sat down, and I think D2, Diablo 2, um, Resurrected came out, and so I got that as a birthday present. So I got that as a birthday present from my brother. Thanks, brother. And I sat down, and I mean, I ground the shit out of that game. Like, I was grinding away characters. Because again, it's D2, and it had really good cutting edge graphics. They were talking about, D4 was supposed to originally be slated for the fall, and then that didn't happen. And then June, they announced, I got an email about this game because I got selected to do beta testing, and so I did some beta testing a week before it dropped, and then I got early access. So I'm actually negative. Like, there are people that are like, "Oh, I'm day one, man. I'm day one." I'm like day -1 because I got on, like, I think we had like 72 hours. I got on 72 hours early, and I hit server Paragon because they had the same thing like before. um, when the game first started, there was a Paragon lock. So, like, you'd grind out and grind out and grind out and grind out and grind out, and then server Paragon would lock you down, and then you get into 10 levels above, and then 13 levels above, and 15 levels above, and all of a sudden you're looking at it and you got like 1% XP, and you're like, crap, and you're wondering like why you're not doing so much damn damage. It's a sickening feeling. It's like hitting the pavement with a thud. And plus, the game was like so underdeveloped, like, because all you could do was like grind. Like, you would get your dailies, you would get your bounties, you would get the quests once you unlocked them from the zones. Like, you would have to hit certain levels to unlock the zone quests, and then then you would do the zone quest, and then you would unlock the zone dungeon, and then you would have to grind if you were under para or under level before it would unlock the next zone. And so I remember like sitting there at like 55, and I'm like, man, I think like Paragon's going to be like 60. And so I'm sitting there at 55, and I'm grinding, I'm grinding, I'm grinding, I'm grinding, I'm grinding. I'm like, man. And then I realized like there's just like no way, until it's Sunday, mind you, so it's like right before server reset. I'm like, there's just no way, like, mechanically, I could grind on these things all day, and I'm only gonna get like, enough experience to get like one level every 8 hours. So I might as well wait till tomorrow, and then since I'll be in the red, I'll just jump server Paragon. It gets stupid, like, and it was that way in the beginning. And then wasn't as many dungeons. There wasn't an auto, a party finder, so you had to rely on clanmates or world chat. The servers were separated, so there were, because you did have a lot of people, and then there was just like this, it died. And a lot of it was because, again, it was underdeveloped at the beginning. And to me, it still has a while to cook, and I'm not dissuading people from playing the game. because I play, I play it like religiously, like every day. I play 2 characters every single day. I'm not dissuading people from wanting to play it, and I'm also not, um, trying to say that it's like fixed, to your liking. But there were some times, in the last couple of years where I literally did sit down and I took a break. Like I took a massive, break from the game for a couple months. While I tried to figure my life out. You do these things as you're, when you're an adult, and I came back and it was like super easy to get back into. Like, you expect these, like, when you quit with WoW, okay, and I think this is where shit. When you quit WoW and then you come back, and there's just like there's such a detachment. Like for a couple of months, if you quit WoW, especially, there's like such a detachment, and you legitimately like feel that you're like super far behind everybody because you are in in reality you are. You don't have whatever the MacGuffins are to run whatever it is you need to be successful in the next series of raids. You take 3 months off, or you take 4 months off of WoW, man, and that's a long time. That's like almost a whole raid cycle if you think about it. So uh, when you take it off in this game, it feels like it's gonna be the same way, but it's really not. In like 2 weeks, you're pretty much caught up as far as like combat rating and being able to do stuff. And the catch up system in this game is super rewarding. You have these XP buffs, these bonuses that you get, where you'll be like 800% XP and then 400% XP. And, it goes up, and it goes down the closer you get to the server paragon, and you get more rewards. So that way, you're not, uh, you're not feeling like a fish in a barrel. Basically, damn it, I hate it when that happens. So you're not feeling like a fish in a barrel when you go up to a higher, oh shit, that hurt. Difficulty setting. That sucked. So, we just, and as a player, I really do like the game. I think, again, it has come a long way, and it's going to go a very long way. A lot of folks want to, try to test the water and say, it's broken, or it's all about rezo. And honestly, it's in the beginning, it felt like that, um, but it's really toned itself down a whole lot, and I'm thankful for it. Like the balancing. And that's one thing, like, for all of you old players out there that are catching this video at some point in time, like as of the day of this recording, um, they had, and this will probably, this may not age well, but that was a weird glitch. Uh, they did really good with the matchmaking and the PvP system. Oof. That guy's just got a huge hitbox for that now. It's stupid. Alright, go that side. Like a weed whacker, basically, in this build. There we go. I get knocked off my horse. I've noticed like some horse builds are way worse than others. Like I get knocked off my horse more in some builds than I do others, and it's honestly, it gets frustrating at times. I'm gonna point your fingers there, Bubba, but I am gonna say that it needs to stop. But yeah, the same thing. Just get back in queue. I gotta run 3 on Oda. I've got so many pieces of gear I've got to get, and we're only 20 levels in, and I slacked off last week. I'm not gonna lie. We had just ended our reign. I was just flabbergasted. You get flabbergasted sometimes. The reigns are not hard. It's just coordinating and then getting information across as to the way that the main clan wants to run the raid. Because you have 3 clans that are running the Immortals, so it's like equivalent of 300 people basically. Each clan has 100 folks in it. Oh damn, that is not cute, dude. So what ends up happening is like information gets just misconstrued. Even if you write it down and you have them pay attention to Discord for some reason, people just take information the way that they take information, and it's no bueno. And when that happens, then you just get a bunch of frustrated people. So you're constantly repeating information that you shouldn't have to repeat to grown ass adults, but you're doing it anyways, and it gets old because it's the same shit for 7 weeks. Like I woke up like last week and I was like, God, I gotta run Kions this week, and I was like, wait, no, I don't have to run Kions at all. And Kions is done. So you guys aren't getting through that until you kill that gargoyle, man. Why are they allowing us like unlimited skips? That's the part I don't understand. Oh, because I didn't kill the damn gargoyles. I just think it's like so ignorant that I know I'm not talking a whole lot. Sorry, I got into thinking about this, but I think it's so stupid. I said the R word, I know. I'll be okay. I'm uncancelable. I just think that it's redundant. Better word. I think that it's redundant that like certain classes, like my class, like I'm playing right now, is pretty much like a jack of any trade. All right, like I can pretty much do everything and anything that all the other classes can do. I'm good at it. I wouldn't say I'm like the best at it, but I'm good at it. And these idiots didn't send me nobody. Oh, you fracking idiots. Way to go. I just got this one to run anyways. It just, like, I was thinking, like, my AoE is, like, garbage compared to, you know, a Demon Hunters or Lord, dude, we have, like, horrible DPS. Either that or he just died. Oh, he died. It is literally just me over here. Are you kidding me? Thank you, dude. This is stupid. We're gonna have so many problems, I can already tell. These. I'm not even gonna waste my time on them. I can guarantee you I'm not number. If I'm number, if I okay, good. Says if I'm number one in DPS, we're in trouble. Should not be number one in DPS. I can be, but not with this build. This build is very support driven. I mean, I have some DPS because it's a challenge, but I still have my fire flag, and yeah, fire flag's kind of important for the group. Plus, I give everybody a speed bonus. So it's kind of nice too. I've been trying to not stay number one. You to ploy so you don't have to fight like the top clan, because we're not the top clan on this server. We're not even the top clan on this cycle. We're like the third best as far as PvP goes, but we're the best when it comes to doing all the shadow stuff. Our clan gets all of our stuff done a lot better than everybody else does, so we tend to get drug out. Because that's what you want. You want people who are legitimately like willing to put in, you know, all the work. It's done. Thank you. Alright. Oof. Oh, no goodies. Right. My cooldowns aren't as good as they used to be. They're not on the same global cooldown, which sucks. But he's going down fast. Alright, let's see if I got any goodies. And I got a goodie. Yay. Alright, cool. Then we gotta do touch by here in 30 minutes. But I can sit here and talk to you guys for a little bit longer. Alright. So let's see what kind of goodies we got, or what are we going to be junking out, huh? Or we're going to be passing it. Yeah, I don't always run all of my dungeons, and I'll tell you why. I like to group them up, because sometimes you'll have an event, you know? Know what I mean? And events are nice. Did I miss something? It's twice. I did it on 2 different characters. I think that if you claim it, you should be able to, it should automatically mark it as red. Just saying. Two more bars and that crap will be red. Which means I'm in the danger zone. I can get to unseen tonight if I wanted to. It's a matter of do I want to. Okay, so I got 3 greens to identify, and I can tell you I'm probably not going to use them. Oh, that is really nice. And I will be using the panic seconds, actually. It is a good piece that I need. Oh yeah, definitely. So this is my PvP build. Urge, Curling Shadow is the other one that I've got too. I've got 2 pieces that are wearable. Bloody Hand, which I don't think that I use, honestly. Yeah, I don't use Bloody Hand, man. And then the Turnkey. The Turnkey. So 2290. It's better CR, but this build is very specific. So unfortunately, and I don't use this for none of my other builds. So they're going into the dumpster, unfortunately. And, set crafting. Oh, nice. Nice. Alright, this is where it's going to get good. Alright, so you get to actually craft my last piece of gear for my dash set, because I have Chattertooth, Panic Seconds, and Curling Shadow. So let's make sure that this isn't... Okay, so this doesn't require to be saved, but we're going to save it anyways. And then I have a really weird build, don't make fun of me, but this build's actually kind of fun for me. So it took the Curling Shadow out. Did it? I don't think that it did. Alright, well, we're gonna look at it. Let's band it. Because I still have to fix Sonic Gems. Let's do armor. Have a nice little mix. I'm in no way a professional player, nor do I ever claim to be. But looking at this, I can tell you that I need to replace... That's a 2290, 70, 90. So I have 2-piece mount bank. Some don't make no damn sense over here. I guess I'm going to switch you out. Set crafting. I'm still... It's hard to decide here because I really do need that, but I also need the... I don't want to dump a whole lot of CR. So let's keep our fingers crossed and hope that we get a good stifled whale, which we probably did not. Close enough. I didn't lose too much CR on it. Awesome sauce. I could have sworn I had another thing full of my PvE stuff. Make sure I got all that, and we're going to save this build. For Monday, or for Thursday. we got a fit or not. Oh, buy another contract. Awesome. So sort out. Activate. Like I said, I use my shit. Use my wardrobe. I ain't got much of a choice, man. It's all I have. Don't make fun of me, man. That's what I like about, like, they've really been kind of Johnny pick me up with these this dust lately. It's nice. And I just need one charm. One charm in the morning. Extract. That's gonna be cheap. I'm probably only gonna make like 200 off of that. Oh. It's the other thing too, like the market is so stupid. Like it is. Ooh, it's sold. Nice. So some things you get to keep, okay, and some things you don't. Like, or some things you get to sell immediately and get the money off of it immediately, and some things you don't. And this is one of them that I want to go a little low. I don't want to damage myself. 916 sounds like a good price. It's fair. Update. The 2 skill runes up there. So if they sell, I can make almost 2,000. It'll be like 1,600 after they tax you. So you can only sell certain gems, certain secondaries, certain runes, so on and so forth, and you can only collect so many of those per week. All right. Same thing goes with your charms. Your charms, you can only pick up, you can only get so many charms per week. It's a fucking mess, is what it is, and it makes no sense, and it's not really successful. Like, that's 2 marketplaces that Blizzard is really screwed up. I hate to sound like a complainer or, Debbie Downer, Karen. It's just the facts. Like, it's 2 marketplaces and 2 Diablo games that they've totally screwed up. Because you can't really make enough money and enough time to, unless like you get lucky, like you get a rune or a pet that's a legendary pet or a legendary rune that's like a top seller. You really can't make a lot of money, off of it, quick enough. Like you could sell everything and it's still not going to be that good. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's just going to suck for you. You have to inch your way up as a free-to-play player. Me, I mean, like, I've gotten lucky, but I've had to spend, like, I got stuck with the charms. Like, I wanted to have a really nice charm for my build, which I do have a really good build. I actually need to fix that, too. Need to fix a few of my builds. Familiar contract. Buy another one. See what we get as our last familiar for the week. And I'll just go in here. Fingers crossed that it's a triple. It's a cat. I have so much dust. Well, my other character has like no dust at all. Alright, so we're going to go into ordinary and see if we can. So there's 1 cat, 2 cat, 3 cat. Hey, I can make a cat. Alright, so cat 1. Convert. Oh, no, not you. Cat 1. Cat 2. Cat 3. Alright, cat 3 is on the far right hand side. Fingers crossed that we don't screw this up. Go genetics. Go genetics. Go genetics. Yeah. Lost a trait. That sucks. I lost a legendary trait off that. That's booty hole. Boo. Well, that was a common familiar anyways. It's crap. I hate that. Hate that. That's the RNG. It's like crap. Like stuck right there, right at the end of it. It's crap. Alright, so this next part's fairly simple as a shadow. At noon server time and at 7 p.m. server time, you gotta bring your bottom down into the Court of Whispers and into this other room. It's over here. You'll see it. And you gotta play touch butt. I gotta do it on 2 characters actually. So just start it on Oda and then do it on Ray Ray and we'll be done. Oh man. I'll see if there's anybody chatting on here. Probably not. Oh, you gotta sign in to chat. Really? Oh, God, that's so stupid. It really is stupid. Like, I'm not even joking about that. Like, I sign into one window, and then you're gonna sign into the other window. Instead of, like, being able to just, like, I don't know, casually do your stuff. I haven't had any views. Uh, that's okay, though. We're just getting up and operational. We'll talk. I'll probably be using this more. I actually like the YouTube layout. Close that. I wonder if I can spread that out. Yeah, I can. That's awesome. That is super awesome and super helpful. I actually like that better than I like the Twitch layout. And it's like, no why. Just playing around with this. And like I said, this is just my first one. So, and I'm doing this with just like a crap mic off of the laptop. I don't have my mixer or my headset plugged in. So you guys can't hear like all of the bass in my voice. Ooh, ooh, oh, this got bass. Whoa, can you go? Man, I'm very excited though about like the future of this game. Like I said, they're gonna have a lot of content. If you're like I said, if you're looking for a good quick MMO that you can play for a couple hours every day, this is your game. You know what I'm saying? Um, Even if you want to put in a few hours a week, you can get feel like you've accomplished something with your character every time you log in. I mean, that's what I do. I feel like I nickel and dime my character. I have for years. It feels good to be able to, run raids and carry people and help out and, be part of a team. I try to, you know, try to be one of the good guys, end up being one of the bad guys. Boo frickety who. I won't cry about it. Oh. I had to check in. It's so strange. Like I said, I've never done YouTube. Well, I can't say I've never done live streaming on YouTube. The videos I have on my YouTube are all uploads. So, One of my own clan members is chilling right there. That's funny. Hey, sorry, I'm hitting my vape. I know they don't like it when you say that stuff on the YouTube. The YouTube. Isn't it? I think it's Google that owns YouTube and Amazon owns Twitch. And I believe Facebook has their own proprietary services through Meta. Correct on that one, I believe. I have 13 minutes, so I'm gonna go ahead and move Ray Ray into this room too. Servers were down, so I couldn't do it earlier. I just have 4 levels to go, and I'm at Server Paragon with this character too. It's really not that bad. Most people stay like 15 levels above Server Paragon, which is ridiculous. I usually stay between like 10 and 13. But recently, like I said, I took a little bit of time off to just kind of be me, watch some TV. See, look, yep, exact same one. And back into Oda. Soki's too young. Actually, I have another character. I've thought about transferring, but it's got a 5 out of 5 bottled hope with that tune. Plus, is a monk. It's almost worth thinking about transferring because I could get him up in like no time. I got lucky on fucking Ray Ray. Bubba. Franny. Chimpy. Pip. Weymouth. Tyrell. Me. Tempura. Pen. Random. Pink. Mandrake. Mav. Mobile License Iron. Okay. I know I'm like not talking a whole lot, and it's okay. It's taking a moment because I've been talking a lot the whole entire time. Just reading clan chat and world chat and all that other jazz. before I start this little event. It's a daily thing. You do it every day but Sunday. Sunday you don't have to do it because it's turned off. Same thing with a vault. Vault is every day but Sunday. It's turned off on Sundays, so you don't have to do it. Yep, it's just this is the boring part of the game. Honestly, this is kind of like your wind down. It's usually when I get done with it and I start getting ready to log out for the night. It's after vault, unless we have like a guild event or raids or something like that to do. I don't, I get my stuff done early. Just today, I got on. I got all of my shadow stuff set up, and then it just apparently I logged off and ran amok, and then apparently off servers went down while I was uh, hanging out. So they're down for a few hours. I don't complain about this game though. Like I've played so many different video games and so many beta tests at that too, alphas and beta tests. My God, and I can tell you like there's a lot of catastrophes out there. I played like, for example, like I beta tested Star Wars: The Old Republic. Now, mind you, I did the alpha on it too, and I remember like getting into the Sith Warrior and just like shaking my head and going, this is garbage, because it really was. Like the graphics were blocky and choppy and just it had a really good video card. Like I legitimately went out and bought a brand new video card. Like basically like not the top dog that year, but the second highest video card that you could get to play that game, and I was so unnerved. But it got better. Okay, so like the alpha was terrible, the beta wasn't any better, but release was kind of meh. But it got better over time, and then when they introduced a couple of new systems to the game, like for one was like, I think when you do the paid unlock, I like that. Okay, so like when how to unlock content is like you pay for a month, and then you run your character through all the content that you're looking for, and it'll unlock for your character from that point on. Like you won't have to worry about unlocking the next part of it. So, like, if you need the new expansion and you want to play through it, I usually recommend just, doing it month to month once you've done, um, once you've hit the cap for free to play. And it's really not that bad. For a Star Wars game, it's not, what a lot of people were upset about is Galaxies, I think was the name of that one. When that one went away, the Sony one. I only played it at a friend's house for a little bit. It was pretty cool. But when that one went under, it really it unnerved a lot of people. But I mean, EA bought the rights, and Sony really was getting out of the PC gaming market again. So it wasn't like it's the other thing too. Like that really didn't make any sense. Like Sony made the Veo, all right, and some of the Veos were capable of doing some mid-range gaming. But like if Sony really wanted to be competitive, they could have made a really good gaming PC, or like a series of gaming PCs that were like introductory to Step Up. You know what I'm saying? And they would have made a killing. If they would have sold those side by side with their PlayStations. And but they kept the Veo as like a business-based laptop with all these like sleek, and like they were nice. You know what I'm saying? Like they're really really nice laptops, but I think that Sony really screwed the pooch towards the end of them not making that laptop very much mainstream. They discontinued them, I think, 10 years ago. That was the last time I worked on one. So I just think it's a shame. Like I was at work the other day, man, and I saw a Toshiba microwave, and like I go back to thinking, I was like, man, I have a portable hard drive in my satchel that is going on like 9 years old, maybe even 10. Yeah, it's about 10 years old. And I've had it for so long, and it still works to this day. And it's a Toshiba 1 terabyte portable. And then I remember all of their laptops, and they went from having good laptops to having like really, really bad laptops, like terrible laptops. Like I remember the Toshiba Cosmio gaming laptops. They were good. They were nice, expensive, but good and nice. And then they went like to these nice soft white color and cream colored laptops to these just like horrible looking black bodied like stamped plastic crap. It's like, what in the hell is this? Like selling $300 Toshibas, to get kids through college. So terrible. Such a waste. And honestly, like what really hurt Toshiba wasn't just that. Like they had a string of hard drive failures, and then the tsunami in Japan. It hit one of their the earthquake damaged one of their warehouses that had hard drives in it. That pretty much like screwed them. And I was working on a lot of computers during that time, and I can't tell you how many Toshiba laptops I had come in with hard drive recalls. You know what I'm saying? Because like they were in one of the bad batches that got shipped, and uh, for the longest, you know, you guys don't understand like hardware manufacturers do not care. All right, and like you're gonna ask me, well, what do you mean they do not care? So hardware manufacturers have an agreement with a hard drive company, like for example, like Western Digital, Seagate, Toshiba, or whoever it may be. All right, SanDisk. So they get these hard drives in a batch. Well, when the batch gets damaged and it goes, like they don't ship it, it goes to a warehouse. Well, of course, I mean, they're going to make a buck off of selling or getting rid of the hard drive from an insurance claim. You know what I'm saying? So the company that's going to buy the hard drives from Toshiba has the insurance claim, because they get zeroed out basically. So they go to the insurance company. The insurance company sells them to another company, and then later on down the line, these manufacturers buy these hard drives. So they have to go through the process of inspection and so on and so forth, visual inspection, and sometimes even up to being tested, physically in order for them to reach the production line. And some guys that are working on computers are working in manufacturing facilities may tell me that I'm full of shit, but no, this is not. This is honest to God's truth. So a bunch of computers had these Toshiba and some of these Seagate drives in them that were flood drives. Now they weren't necessarily underwater, but they were either rushed or they were put in a facility that could have potentially got damaged and got zeroed out and then got sold to one of these companies for pennies on the dollar by the insurance company, and then sold back to the manufacturer. So and I believe it was certain HPs, certain Dells, certain all Toshibas, and it was Toshiba, Seagate, and some Western Digital Blue hard drives were all having issues at this point. So we get back into, like I said, the conversation, getting back to the main point. So when you get a computer, okay, and this is just from any, from a technical standpoint, all right. So say you buy a computer, with the exception of maybe like Costco, and it depends on the store's policies too. So I may be wrong. Some stores have more different policies than others when it comes to warranties and when it comes to return exchange. All right. But from most retailers, from a manufacturer standpoint, all right, when you send your computer in for a hard drive, all they do is they put a new hard drive in, and then it's done. They don't load Windows on it. They don't do any OS recovery. That's left up to you. All right. Now, um, this is the argument that we've had before in the past. Now, don't think that this has changed much. Now I know in like the precinct it has. Uh, when I was there, you're responsible for your operating system disks, plain and simple. They don't come with the PC. You either got to make them off of the computer or you got to buy them from the manufacturer, plain and simple. I've argued with people, and then you can have them look at the terms and conditions from their manufacturer, and the manufacturer will tell you the same thing, like, we don't cover the recovery disk, but you can buy them, or you can burn them yourself. There's usually a recovery program. Now Windows has its own. Windows 10, I think it started with Windows 8, actually. Windows 8, 10, and 11 have their own DIY recovery media, where you get like a 16 gig or 32 gig flash drive, and it burns an ISO from Windows on your hard drive, which is, on that drive, which is cool. You know what I'm saying? Like, get it, totally cool. But so when we would send these computers back to the customers, and the customers would be completely and utterly like pissed off, like, because they're like, well, I got my hard drive in there, but where's my Windows? Well, we don't have Windows. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's, we're not allowed to put it on there unless you provide it for us, and it's exactly like what we had to tell people, like, legitimately. Like, we could not just go offline at that time, like, and pluck like a Windows XP operating system or a Windows 7 or a Windows 8 OS disk. You know what I'm saying? Like, it was just unheard of. And two, like, on certain computers, like, at that time, like, was HP Compaq and E-Machines and Dells and all that other stuff, you can't use just a straight up OEM disc. It doesn't really work all that well either. Some companies have like their own driver program that's got to be installed, or that comes with the disc. You could use the code on the side of the computer. I was gonna say the box, but the computer, most people wouldn't know what I was talking about. But the computer, and do it that way, and then download all of the drivers from the OEM that way. And we call that Fight Club in it. Like, you just don't really talk about it because that takes forever. Because you've legitimately got to download like the board driver, and then you've got to download the sound drivers, and all the hardware. And it you'll get it to work. Now, with the newer operating system, it's a bit different. It's just like, load it to the flash drive. Windows finds pretty much everything, and what it doesn't find, you just, if the client tells you, hey, look, I've got a, Sound Blaster, Audacity in there or some shit like that, then you can just go to Sound Blaster's website and download the control panel for that, and then it's done. But, without those recovery media, like, you're pretty much like, and you don't know if somebody's loaded Linux on there, or what have you, or what version of Windows they have, or you could potentially screw things up. So this is why I tell the general public, hey, look, man, like, make sure you have like your Microsoft disks, because it's gonna suck if you don't. Plain and simple. It's gonna suck if you don't. I'd give him a form too. It had a list of phone numbers on it. Phone numbers were for manufacturers, so they could contact get the disc. They couldn't get the disc, then we would find another way. See if we could, get the client to burn them off of the computer and then label them. Because we couldn't do it. You know what I'm saying? Like we legit couldn't do it. We had to charge for it, and even then, like we'd be responsible for them. We had like one time, like I know for one company, I had they burned a recovery company burned the recovery disk for the client, and then the client got them, and then years down the road, the client like went to go put them in, it didn't work. They brought the computer in, said that we burnt the recovery disk. Of course, we saw the Geek Squad packaging on the recovery disk. It was like, okay, let's try it ourselves. So we put a hard drive in for the client. Recovery disk wouldn't work. Nothing was wrong with the hardware, but luckily I had a set of recovery disks that worked with that particular PC, and so I was able to get them squared away. It was actually, honestly, like the exact same model of PC I had from that time, from that era. It's like one of the last PCs I worked on for that company. It's so funny. Guy was just like, he didn't want to buy a new computer, and the computer he had was like fracking old. I mean, dude, it was antique. I've already got my last buck, didn't I? I did. It was an antique. He needed to replace that thing like eons ago. Alright, well, I'm done with this, so that means I'm done with y'all. Hope y'all have a good one. Love, peace, and chicken grease. Thank you guys. Later.